What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a decoy comparison video on two decoy brands that over the last year I would say have gotten a lot bigger, or at least you hear a lot more of them. It's Divebomb Industries. They make silo socks and silhouette decoys. And then Big Al's, they make a silhouette decoy. Very similar, just there are some slight differences, and I'm going to show you guys those and do my opinion on what I would get and what I have and what I would buy more of in the future. So to start off, I run approximately 4 dozen of the Divebomb. You can see their logo on there. The Divebomb decoys. I have a dozen of their active. They have all kinds of different heads. The ones that are kind of quartering towards you, taller heads, feeders. It comes 6 feeders in the pack, 2 actives, 2 longer neck ones, and then 2 quartering away. They all come with a stake in them. The Divebomb has, let's see if we can pick it out. Yeah, has the 2 notches cut in them for you, so you can know exactly where to push the stake, which keeps the stake, doesn't bow it out, keeps them perfectly in line together. So that's the Divebomb. So the other decoy I run is Big Al's. I bought a dozen of them a year ago just to try them. I found them on sale, so I was like, let's give them a shot. They come in a 14 pack when you buy them. I have 14 of these. If you can tell right away, they're a lot bigger of a decoy. Stake's a little bit different than the Divebomb. I'll do the comparison, but overall they've held up quite well. These ones are kind of muddy. Didn't really clean them after the last hunt. Just see all the mud on them. But overall, very nice decoy. Very lifelike. So now we'll hold them next to each other. There is a huge difference, I guess you would say. Let's see if I can get it in frame. So here's your Divebomb. Here's your Big Al. There's just a little bit of a difference when it comes to decoy size. I would say the Divebomb is probably a little closer to your lesser size decoy, but they definitely, I mean, compared to a full body, they are very equivalent. And then you have the Big Al's, which are a lot bigger. You can also see the color difference. Not a whole lot. I would say the Divebomb are a little grayer when it comes to color, which you can also tell, which I recognize on some of the Divebombs and some of the Big Al's especially, is the stake you can see is starting to poke through, starting to wear through. And these are both, I've used the same amount, they're both a year old. Used them for 1 season now. I don't think it matters. Birds aren't gonna pick that out and flare, so I don't think it's a big deal. The bottom. So yeah, there's a comparison on those. Heads are a little different. Like I said, the Big Al's are a little muddy. Probably wash them up a little, you get some difference, but definitely more of a poppy black and white on the Divebomb. You can just see the feather comparison too. So a lot of people are gonna ask, what would you run? I guess what I find cheapest, that's my biggest thing. The Divebombs are $70 a dozen, which is roughly just over $5 a decoy, which is not too bad when it comes to decoys, especially getting a full body type look, so it isn't too bad for in a field. The Big Al's come in a 14 pack. I know those are roughly, I want to say they were $5.80 a piece or something. They're a little more a piece. You're also getting a lot bigger of a decoy. So they come in a 14 pack. You do get 14 decoys. So yeah, they are a little bigger, and they are a little more. In the end, it's not going to make much of a difference. I think it ended up being about $1 difference. So if you run, 12 dozen, it's only going to be another $120 from the Big Al's, which for some guys, they would like that bigger decoy, the bigger profile, and it doesn't make a difference for some, so they're going to run the cheaper because they're trying to just build mass in a spread. which that's what I'm doing. I run 4 dozen of the sleepers too. They come in 4 different shapes, I believe, of the Divebomb. So I have them, as of right now, I have, I guess, 10 dozen of them. I have 5 dozen of my buddies in the garage. But right now I have, it's going to be kind of hard to see, it's pretty dark, the Divebomb bag right there. That holds 5 dozen easy. I normally actually put 3 dozen socks in there with them. So I hold, I don't know, about 8 dozen decoys all over. But we have, altogether, we have, of the 10 dozen, we have the 14, I guess, I just call them a dozen, of the big owls, and then we have the dozen of the Divebomb active feeder packs, you want to call it, and then we have the rest of them are of the 10 dozen are sleepers. So these are the Divebomb sleepers. They come in all kinds of shapes. I got a bunch of those. That's all those. Here's a Divebomb active. I guess that's more like the Big Owl. I can compare that quick to a spot to put all those. The Big Owl comes with that one, like it's facing towards you. Sleeper. The Big Owl feeder. So I guess here you go. These are probably the 2 best, you could say. Still a little smaller. Not a ton smaller, but that's probably the best comparison. I'd say they're 3 inches longer. The back on them's maybe an inch taller. Otherwise, they are pretty close to the same. And then, it's kind of, that's the one I compared before.